Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. Welcome to All Things Jessica. I apologize for being MIA this past week. I was kind of going through my own personal withdrawal moments, like below, if you relate. Well, I tend to do that a lot, and I've been doing pretty good for the most part this past year, but sometimes it happens. You see something or you hear something and it just reminds you of where you were before, and no matter how hard you've been working on yourself, you find yourself going back to old habits. And one of my old habits is shutting down. This is what is leading me to talk about this particular subject. I'm not a big fan of this subject. It's called forgiveness. Why do I not like talking about forgiveness? I felt like growing up, when someone tells you, you just have to forgive, you just gotta let go, it always felt super dismissive to how I feel and my situation. And forgiveness is not about dismissing at all. I had it wrong for a long time. I recognized it's about acceptance. So before we dive into this, I just wanted to show you my journal. I've been writing a lot. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've realized this past week that I've written down, and I'm going to share them with you. One thing my best friend told me this past week is, you know, Jess, I really hope you're okay because you've been doing so good. You've been doing so good. I hope what happened, whatever it is that triggers this, isn't keeping you from continuing your progress. And I think that's where it hit me. I recognized that I've been really happy because I was focused on the things that really does matter in my life today. And it made me realize that happiness is not a destination. It is truly a mindful choice that we make in each and every moment. Happiness, it is a mindful choice you have to make each and every single day, because that is what's going to help you live a pleasurable life, a purposeful life. I think one of the things that's really stood in the way of my happiness, and I think it does for a lot of people too, is unforgiveness. Unforgiveness has been one of the biggest obstacles in my life when it comes to me having joy and truly being happy. I think that when someone experiences a lot of loss without feeling they got revenge, or feeling angry, or not feeling justified in their anger, it's just so hard to move on. I'm here to tell you that forgiving is not about forgetting or dismissing. It's about accepting where things are today. It is about accepting a person or a situation as it is today, and not thinking about how it could have been and how everything could have been different if it happened A, B, C, D in that kind of way. That's how you allow yourself to keep going in circles, and you imprison your mind that way. So what forgiveness does, it helps you to focus on the things that are important to you today. Forgiveness helps you to focus on all the great things in your life that truly does matter. It keeps you focused on everything positive. If you are someone who recognizes that you have unforgiveness in your heart, ask yourself, what have you been losing sight on? Maybe your attention has been so focused on certain things in the past that you forget about your fitness goals. You forget about how to create long-lasting, loving relationships. You forget maybe even some of your friendships. Or has it affected the way you speak to your parents? Does it affect how you operate at work? How has unforgiveness affected these different areas in your lives that I know means a lot to you. This is so important for you to think about, because you will then realize that unforgiveness keeps you in the past, and the past has already been done. One thing about me, I could go 0 to 200 real quick, and only my closest friends know this. I recognized the reason why I was so easy to anger is because I had a lot of unresolved issues. One thing I've realized that I hope you realize as well is that unforgiveness keeps anger alive in your heart. And it doesn't matter how angry you are, it cannot and will not undo what's already been done. Whatever wrong has happened towards you, I know it sucks and just pisses you off thinking about it, but keeping that anger inside of you is not going to undo what's already been done. And that's been a hard pill to swallow. If anything, your anger just keeps you in prison. One thing I've recognized also is that my anger towards the past kept me from truly being my best self in my relationships, at work, in how I communicated with my parents, and just how I saw the world. And I did not realize that me holding on to the present affected how things function today in my life. Unforgiveness and anger will damage and limit any new relationship and opportunities that are trying to come into your life. No, it doesn't. Blah, blah, blah. You could say that. You could say, I don't have to forgive someone for me to live my best life. Maybe that's truly how you feel. But my experience has been, and because I've talked this way, people who do not forgive often say things like this. They say, I cannot accomplish certain things or have certain things because of what this person or this situation did to me. You will consistently put blame on something that has already happened and not realize that you are the reason why certain things are incapable of developing into your life. You're allowing yourself to believe that this person or circumstance ruined you forever, and therefore nothing can move on, and nothing good or any of your heart's desires will never come true because you were ruined because of this person or circumstance. Look how much power we are giving away. Having the things that we want, like a great job, a loving relationship or marriage, different opportunities or new friendships, it all depends on us. It all depends on our mindset and the energy that we give off. And it's so hard, baby girl, it is so hard for you to attain these things when you're filled with anger and unforgiveness and malice in your heart. You are not going to be the best you, and the world deserves to see the best version of yourself. One thing I do know though is the people who do forgive, like I've been learning to do more and more each day, they start to say things like, I can do this and I can accomplish that regardless of what happened with this person or circumstance. Whatever happened, it happened. I'm moving forward, and they do not allow these things to get in their way of true happiness. And that is about mastering yourself. I'm sure people who have forgiven it still hurts. People think that forgiving someone or forgiving a certain situation means that it no longer bothers them or it no longer hurts them. It probably still does hurt. Most of the time it does. But it's about recognizing this is your life. I'm in charge of my life, and I'm not even going to let this ruin the life that I've been working so hard to achieve. You understand what I mean? That's taking your power back. Forgiveness is necessary if you want to function in this world as your best self. How is that possible? Well, I know for me, when I sit down and I think about all the wrongdoings done to me, about the times I've been taken advantage of, lied to, betrayed. It is so hard for me to get out of bed. It literally physically affects me. I go through the process of repeating in my head the words that were said to me, the actions that were done to me, and feeling like I don't matter. I literally put myself in this loophole to feel the same emotional stabbings. That's torture. But once I started to forgive and I started to try to switch my mindset about certain things, and it took time, it was not overnight. I started thinking about all the great experiences that life has to offer. I think of all the amazing experiences that I have to live through in the next weeks or years to come, that I get to live through. And it gets me excited. Forgiving helps you to live life with optimism, and it helps you to walk with wisdom. So let's say if the person that you need to forgive is yourself. Honey, trust me when I say this. Forgiving yourself is the best gift you can ever give to yourself. I'm telling you, and the people around you will reap the benefits of that gift. What should I forgive myself for? Forgive yourself for things that you did not know that you had to learn the hard way. Forgive yourself for not knowing. If you look at your mistakes, right? If you start to look at your mistakes as someone good who made a mistake, who made a bad choice, you'll learn to have more compassion for yourself. You can't be so hard on yourself. You can't. Because the longer you go through life thinking that you're a bad person, that you're stupid, or you're nothing, you're going to feel like there is not much you can contribute to this world. And that is not true. Your thoughts are lying to you. You are a good person. You didn't know better, and now you do. And now you can walk with your head held high because you're wiser and you're growing and you're going to help somebody. I do not have to be a victim of what's happened to me or a victim of the wrongdoings towards me. I just have to recognize that I am a wiser and better person because of it. So your homework this week is to have some self-grace.